Okay, good. Thanks so much for having me today. This is pretty exciting. When I got the invitation to speak today, and they told me that the theme was lifelong learning, I said, awesome! I've always wanted to do that. Lifelong learning to me has always been a funny term, because I don't know a single person who doesn't engage in lifelong learning, but people always talk about it like, oh, lifelong learning. This is a full-service event. Full-service event. Thanks, Bree. People always talk about lifelong learning like it's one of those things that you really have to try and do. You know, as an educator, I always heard, my faculty and my colleagues saying, we really need to get these kids to be lifelong learners. And I'd look at them and I'd say, we just need them to learn today. Come on, you guys are setting some lofty goals here. But lifelong learning is one of those things where no matter what you do, the rest of your life, you're always going to be engaged in learning. And I think that the conversation needs to shift a little bit. I think we need to focus less on lifelong learning, and we need to focus more on lifelong passion. Learning can happen no matter what you're doing. It can be powerful, it can be weak, it can be really inspiring, it can be really boring. But if we start to talk about lifelong passion, then we start to tap into some really interesting things. When I was teaching in Chicago, I taught at this very small public school. It was called Big Picture High School, a progressive school based on a model out of Rhode Island, created by two guys that worked closely with Theodore Sizer, one of the, some people call him the father of progressive school reform in the United States. These guys created this school where they placed relationships with a caring adult at the center of what this school did. It wasn't about curriculum. It wasn't about helping people understand, we need to learn this, and we need to learn this, and we need to learn this, otherwise we're not going to succeed in life. It was a bigger picture than that. We need to know how to learn. We need to learn in different ways if we're going to be successful in life. And so at the heart of this school, the students were paired with an advisor. That was my title. I wasn't a teacher, I was an advisor. My job was to help each and every student that I was working with to connect with their passion, their interest. Not to say, here are the important things that you're going to need to know. My job is to shove those down your throat and then give you a test so you can give them right back to me. That was not my job. My job was to say, what do you want to learn? Hello, what are you passionate about? We got these kids as freshmen. And unfortunately, and this says a lot, I think, about education today, 9 out of 10 of these kids had no idea what they were interested in. They had no idea what they were passionate about. They'd come in, they'd sit down, I'd say, hi, my name is Jordan DeGree. I'll be your advisor this year and for the next 4 years, because we stayed with our students. How do you really get to know someone in just a year? Stayed with them for 4 years. Hi, I'll be with you for the next 4 years. What are you interested in? And they'd say, huh? Tell me, what am I interested in? I don't know, you're the teacher, tell me. I'd say, no, I'm not the teacher, I'm the advisor. I'm here to facilitate your learning. I already know everything. They learned quickly that was not true. But it was amazing to me. Here were students of the traditional school system, traditional school model, vibrant, passionate teenagers. If you've ever met a teenager, you know there is no lack of energy there. There is no lack of enthusiasm or passion going on in their little brains or their big brains. But most teenagers who go through a traditional school model aren't really ever asked, what do you care about? What do you want to learn about? What are you passionate about? And they're taught instead that the important things are outside of themselves. The important things are in textbooks or on the World Wide Web. And that some more mature, more intelligent, more knowledgeable person is going to deliver that information to them. Lifelong learning. Consuming information for the rest of your life. That's not what we need. IBM did a study. Every year they do a CEO survey, and they survey over 1,500 CEOs running companies across the world. In 2011, the #1 piece of information that they learned from these 1,500 plus CEOs, the #1 thing that most CEOs said we needed was more creativity in our workforce. They didn't say, we need more people that have memorized all of this information and can produce it back to us. We need more creativity in our workforce. 8 years ago, 7.5, founded a nonprofit organization called Matter Creative Center. And this organization is my version of providing what I think we need more of in the world. Our mission, every nonprofit has a mission. Our mission is to cultivate creativity. I want to help people find their lifelong passion. Not lifelong learning, lifelong passion. What is the thing or the things that I can help individuals get excited about? To me, passion isn't about gathering information. It's about production of information. It's about producing. Creativity is the same thing. Creativity, as a standard definition, is creating novel ideas, products, services. It's about connecting things that were previously unconnected in new and exciting and interesting ways. You guys remember when the iPhone first came out? The iPhone is hailed as one of the most impactful things in our society today. It was a revolutionary. The iPhone changed the way we do things. Let's talk about the iPhone for a second. Do you guys remember before the iPhone came out how you couldn't make phone calls anywhere except for at your house on your landline? The iPhone changed that, right? It allowed you to make phone calls from anywhere. Oh wait, you could already do that. Oh, well then the iPhone allowed you to surf the internet from anywhere. You didn't have to be sitting at a computer. I could be up here looking at things across the world via the World Wide Web. That was revolutionary to be able to do from your phone, right? Oh wait, no, you could do that too. Well, then it must be the calendar function. That iPhone allows you to keep your calendar right here in your pocket. Nope, you could do that before too, right? A lot of the things, there was nothing new about the iPhone. Everything that you could do on the iPhone, you could do previously. But what was revolutionary about the iPhone was that you could do it all from one device. Steve Jobs and his team at Apple said, we don't need new ideas. We just need new ways of looking at the ideas that already exist. And if you look back in time, you see all of these innovations, all of these inventions that have changed the way that we operate. But they weren't really new. The components of them already existed, but it was the way that you combine them that made the difference, that created the revolutions. That's creativity. It's being able to see what's available. The ideas that are already present, combine them in ways that you find interesting, and then produce something new out of it. That's what we do at Matter Creative Center. We encourage people to look at the world around them in new ways based on their own interests and their own passions. I have a little test. Raise your hand if you consider yourself highly creative. Drop your hand if you're an art major. That's so sad. I do that test with young kids. Preschoolers, kindergartners. We had maybe 10% of people in here raise their hand. Guess how many kids raised their hand in kindergarten? Yeah! And you guys know that. All of them. They're all there. They're like, yeah, that's me. I'm so creative. I can do everything. I can sing. I can draw. I can dance. I can make everything so cool. And they're so excited about it, too. But we lose that. We lose the connection with the things that bring us joy. And we replace them with things we feel we have to do. But what's magical is when you can take the things that you feel like you have to do and combine them with the things that bring you joy. And that's what creativity is. That's what passion is. And that's what we try and do at Matter Creative Center. I think that the next time I ask the question, who in here is creative, I want to see everyone raise their hand, because we are. That's one of the things that makes human beings so amazing versus other species of animals, is that we're one of the few species that can see what's out there and imagine new possibilities that don't exist yet. It's the thing that's changed our world over and over again. It's the reason we have the quality of life that we have right now. And the key thing is, it's not hard to do. When people come into Matter Creative Center for a class or for a group experience or for one of our workshops, or just to explore, a lot of times I hear them say, oh, adults especially, kids don't have this problem, but the adults that come in, they say, oh, I don't know, I'm going to give this a try, but I don't really have a creative bone in my body. And I know what's going to happen to that person, though, as they engage with Matter, because we create an environment. There's nothing special about what we do. We just create an environment that encourages people to explore and expand themselves, to try something new that they've never done before, and to do it in a way that they feel safe and that it's fun. And 100% of that time, that person that walks in with anxiety and feeling like they're not creative enough or they're not interesting enough to do something meaningful, 100% of the time they walk out half an hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours later, and they have a big smile on their face, and they're radiating this aura of positivity and confidence, and they've just had so much fun, and they leave a changed person. They leave knowing that they just had a successful experience. And my hope is that they at least have maybe one little creative bone in their body. So the next time they walk in, they say, well, I'm not very creative yet, but this bone's creative, and I'm working on the other ones. So if you leave with anything from my little talk today, what I want to encourage you is that even if you don't feel like you have a creative bone in your body, I'm here to promise you that you do. And that creativity is simply looking at the world around you with fresh eyes. It's seeing the ways that your life happens and the lives of those around you happen, and imagining new possibilities. And if you can do that, then you do have some creative bones in your body, and you're going to have a lifelong passion, not just lifelong learning. Thank you.